Hey everybody, I'm Dees Hinton, and we are here today to do our very first video, well maybe second video, but very first video with one of our top producing real estate agents. And I'm the owner of Central Mississippi Real Producers, and we are always trying to figure out ways to do what we do, which is to enhance the relationship of the top producing real estate agents in our area and help connect these top real estate agents with top industry producers that real estate agents work with. That's the essence of what we do. We do that through, why are we laughing over here? We do that through our magazines and our social events and our social media. And now we are embarking on the next level of communication, which is videos and reels and podcasts. And I have with me today Ginger Wallace, who is our creative marketing director. At Central Mississippi Real Producers. And Teresa Renkenberger, who is a top-notch, very top-shelf real estate agent with Merck Realty. And Teresa has been featured in our publication. We have just finished our 48th monthly publication. We're about to celebrate our 4-year anniversary in a couple of weeks at the Sheraton Refuge Hotel, Rooftop Bar. July the 10th from 4 to 6 o'clock. Save the dates are out there. And so it's just amazing. Teresa and I were talking. We featured Teresa back in 2020, and we were just sitting here in amazement that it's been that long since we did that, and time's just really flying by. And I guess time flies when you're having fun, huh?
Yeah, it does. It's a lot of fun.
So Gingerlin is going to, I guess, facilitate this conversation, and we're just going to talk about things, talk about Teresa and her life and her career, and she got some really great. She's got a really great story that we told in our publication a few years ago, and I'm excited about having Teresa back and getting to hear some more of that and what else has been going on and talk about real estate if that's what we want to talk about. And really the floor is open, and I'll let Gingerlin take over from there.
All right, Teresa, you ready?
Oh, I don't know. I'm scared.
It's about to get serious. Just kidding. Okay, so tell us about you. Tell us who you work with, all that good stuff.
Okay, well, I am Teresa Renkenberger, and I was raised in Flowood, not that far from here. Where am I?
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
You grew up here.
I grew up in Flowood.
Wow.
4122 Flowood Drive with all the puppies and kittens running around.
Wow.
And Flowood was a lot different back then.
It was so different. You could walk down the road, ride your bike down the road, go play in the dirt pit.
Was Lakeland Drive out there when you were growing up?
It was there, but not like
it was
is
there,
now.
but there was no
There was nothing.
commercial stuff.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And I, rescued every animal, literally.
Oh,
We had so
that's
many-
my weakness.
Yeah, mine too.
I'm an animal rescuer.
Anyway, and I lived in Flowood, was raised out there, moved a few times, and my parents divorced, and we lived wherever we could find for a minute.
Right.
And anyway, I got into advertising when I became an adult. Sold radio, TV.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and Yellow Pages.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Try doing that. Anyway, and then I luckily was blessed to meet Carl Merck one day, Chris and Carl, and that was 20 years ago. And I've been a
Wow.
realtor ever since.
Wow.
Aw.
20 years.
Yeah, 20 years.
Wow.
I know it.
No.
I'm like, I say I'm 35. So wait a minute.
Let's just go with that, because if
Yeah.
you're 35, I'm younger than that. I like
Yeah.
it.
So anyway, yeah, I'm like,
still
should
over.
I'm like, should I say I've been a realtor 10 years? But yeah, it's been 20 years.
That's amazing.
I know.
So you met him and you just
I was
jumped
selling,
on board?
Yes, I was selling. I was selling cable TV advertising.
Okay.
Yes, and I saw them, and I knew they were realtors, and I tried to sell them an ad. And I brought them in and set them at the big table and laid it out for them. And they were like, we want you to be a realtor.
They're like, we don't want an ad, we want you.
No, I got them an ad. Oh, you better
You got
believe
an
they
ad
didn't
too.
leave without getting that ad. But they called me and Carl was like, we want you to be a realtor.
Wow.
And I was like, well, I don't know, you know, we'll see. And I was at home watching, I remember I was watching The Wiggles with my daughter.
Stop.
I promise. And a commercial came on. It was me and Carly and Carter, my kids. And a commercial came on and it was a real estate commercial called the real estate school on Lakeland. And I was like, well, I called them.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm going to sign up. I called Carl. I said, well, I'm going to that school. And anyway, I did. I failed. He tells me not to tell people. I did, though. I did.
I love it.
But let me tell you.
Failed the test.
Yes, and I'll tell you, I say this. This is what I told Carl. He said, don't tell people you failed. I said, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I said, because I sat on my front porch and I was like, at least I have the legs to walk to my mailbox to see that I failed. I'm serious, and that's how I think. At least I can read and go, I failed.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the end of the world, and
That's
I will
right.
pass one day. I've always
Well, shows
said,
determination.
every no leads to a yes.
Yeah.
That's
And you were
right.
certainly not a failure.
Every failure leads to accomplishment. But yeah, I failed my first test, but I passed my second one.
That's
And I'll be honest, I didn't study for my first one, and you know, I'm trying to say why. But anyway, I studied for my second one,
Yeah.
and I passed it. And then I listed my first house the next day, and I sold it myself 7 days later.
Wow.
Wow.
Dual agent first, and I was like, what does this mean?
I know.
I found out really what it meant at
This is
closing. I was like,
easy. This is
uh-oh,
easy.
cha-ching. Yeah, I was like, hello, who wants to go eat?
Right?
Yeah, so I really, and I've loved
You were
it.
sold. You were like,
I
I'm
was,
in.
Well, I was sold. I loved Chris and Carl.
Right.
Especially, I mean, I loved Chris. But Carl became like, I know, I'm sitting here, put my foot in my mouth. But I love Chris. He's like a brother to me. But
Right.
Carl was truly like the daddy I never had. He became like, I could tell him anything. And I knew it was going to stay locked down in his little heart.
Yeah.
And never tell us. So, yeah, we were very close.
Such a
so-
good man.
Oh, my gosh, I can't describe him good enough. There's not enough good words to describe him. He was truly one of a kind, and there's a saying, everybody's replaceable, but Carl Merck is not. He is not. He's not. He's like a little legend
That's
to
right.
me.
That's right.
I need to get a little plaque
That's
or
right.
one of those little statues. I need to get me a Carl Merck statue.
Oh.
He's a
I love
Oh,
it. That's so
anyway.
sweet. He would be so honored to hear you say that.
Oh, he would.
So tell us, I mean, how has real estate changed in 20 years? I mean, what was it like back then? And
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't think it's changed.
Really?
No, I have been thankfully as busy. I've gotten probably a little busier over the years.
just a little bit.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Just a little bitty bit. But it's been great. I don't. Well, now the prices, of
Sure.
course, and the craziness, and
Right.
Commissions.
the yes.
Yeah, they get a little bigger.
a little bit bigger, but and a little bit more and more. But yeah, you know, it's been the same. It has. The market has changed. Some of the realtors are different. You know, back then it felt like all those ones that were always realtors, but now everybody, like everybody's cousin's a realtor.
That's true.
Everybody's nephew. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah. But it, you know, I think real estate's about the same. It's been great. The agents I work with, they're all, most of them are all great. So,
Well, you're easy to get along with.
No,
They may
well,
not be that great. You're just.
I tried to. I told one of them, I said, girl, I'm getting fluffy because I have to deal with some of these agents and I eat Butterfingers, little baby ones.
That's how you deal with stress? Butterfingers.
And Dr. Pepper.
Oh.
I might try that.
It works.
So
Yeah.
tell me about your team over at Merck. You're
Yeah.
still there 20 years later.
Yeah, we have a great team. I have to count the agents. I don't know, but we're very close knit. We never have drama.
That's
There's none
awesome.
of that. We're just very close. We're all there for each other. We help each other. It's like a little second family.
That's amazing.
It
I
is
love that.
wonderful. I love it.
Well, tell us, you know, right now, you know, we know real estate went from being, oh my gosh, things sold in 5 seconds. And,
Yeah.
You know, you had to like
I know it.
stand on your head to get what you wanted. And we had a big change. And so what's it looking like right now?
You know, you have to stand on your head a little bit. Now you
But
can do
not as
like a
much.
one-handed stand, yeah. But we're getting back to normal, and it's not so much of the fighting for, but it is still there. There is still that urgency and the, oh my gosh, like if it's a certain price range, you better jump on it. That is still there, but it's nothing like it was.
Right.
Oh gosh, no.
It really was crazy, wasn't it?
Yes. You know what, I made the comment, and I don't mean, I'm not lifting myself, I promise. But all these years, I have been friends with most of the agents, and I try to super serve and do it's whatever I can and be easy, and it's real.
Right.
But I told, I don't remember who, it was another agent, I said, you know, because when you get in that big war with there's 17 offers,
Right. Oh, I can't imagine.
and it comes down to, sometimes the realtor. I'm not going to lose my license. Anyway, I've said I'm glad I'm friends with everybody right now.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I'm glad that all those years that I was friends with everybody, because I wasn't, it was real.
Right.
It's a real thing, and I was just very thankful that I had an ongoing relationship with everybody.
That's so important.
Because when you bring a good offer that matches everybody else's,
That's right.
It
and
boils down to, to the
sometimes it
relationship.
would. Not that I would win all of them, but I mean, I kind of.
She's
Yeah.
like just most of
I
them.
got a lot of them. But yeah,
Well,
anyway,
you're a
and
doll.
I'm very
You're a
grateful.
doll.
You're a doll.
You're a doll. Yeah, they're saying that because somebody called me a doll today, and I don't know
And we
if
were
they.
talking about what the definition of that
Yeah.
is. Does
I-
that
I-
mean you're like a
I think they
doll?
thought maybe I was $9.99 at Target. I don't know.
Well,
I think that means you're sweet.
It probably
you're
means you're
pretty.
sweet.
Yes.
I'm not pretty.
You are
And
pretty.
I have
Yes,
billy
you are.
goat
Stop.
hair.
Oh, stop.
It was the
Whatever.
lady that touched my hair. That's who it was. She touched my hair. I said, "Close your eyes," and I
Oh,
made
it was the same lady?
It was the same lady, and I made a, and I said, "Do you feel like you're petting a goat?" Anyway, and she was like, "You're a doll," and I was like, "No, I'm not. I have
See,
bad
see,
hair." Yeah,
A doll. That just means you're so sweet.
maybe so.
You're so cute. And yeah, that's what that
I
means.
don't know, but anyway,
Okay, so there's lots of wonderful things about you, but one of our favorite things about you is your heart for the homeless and this ministry that you're involved in, and we want you to talk a little bit about that.
well, and thank you for that. It's very dear to my heart, and you know, Shower Power was created honestly through a friend I made on Lakeland Drive who was homeless, Benny. Through our relationship, I found out that he had nowhere to shower and lots of things. Anyway, so it was created for just him.
Wow.
I know, and then
And that was a big deal. Like
It was
the
a
fact that
huge
he
deal.
wasn't able to take a bath. I mean, it's something we take for granted and you don't think about.
And I hate to say, I'm almost embarrassed to say, I never thought about it. As much as I've interacted with homeless throughout my life,
Sure.
I never thought, where do they get clean? You think, where do they sleep and what do they eat?
Right.
You don't think
No.
about all. We have learned so much since this ministry has started. But yeah, and it sounds a little extravagant, because it is that I did that for one person. I
But-
bought that box truck
Yeah.
and
God
put a
just-
shower in it, you know,
I
and
can still remember we featured you back in early 2020, and a couple of months after featuring you, we did a feature on shower power
Yeah.
in our magazine, and I can still remember going down to the photo shoot when you were just finishing up
Yep.
your truck and getting it remodeled and set up for showers, and you didn't have anything really going really yet, but you were getting it ready.
Yep.
And to see where it's come now 3 years later is just
Unbelievable.
incredible. I see all your posts on Fridays from all the shower power, and quite honestly, what's really cool, Teresa, is the generosity of
gosh.
all the people that you've connected with, and how they show up and bring food and supplies and things to really help
it's
out. So,
unbelievable. I don't know what we would do without all of the support. We don't get grants. Nobody gets a salary except for one person, and it's Prime Time. And he's home. He was homeless.
yeah.
That's what I was saying.
He named himself. He said he didn't name himself. He said the women did when he was young. But Prime Time is the only one that gets a salary, and and he works every day. But yeah, it's it's been an unbelievable process, and it was created for one person. There was no plan for me to take it downtown, and then
Do you know how many people are involved now? Is the homeless side?
like how many homeless people?
Yeah, that are
The-
usually there.
Oh, that come. We serve about 130 to 140 every Friday.
Okay, so hold on. So you created this truck for people to take showers
For one person.
for one person
It'll
to
be
take
in-
showers. So tell me about. I mean, this is basic, but tell me about it. So like the truck
Yeah.
has a shower,
It has two.
two showers in
Yep.
there, and so they come and they stand in line to take a shower.
Well, they don't.
Is that how it works?
No, there's
Okay.
it's like a big street party,
Oh,
and
okay.
there is music. There's snacks, donuts, line dancing, haircuts. I mean, I'm serious. It's something, and they sit around and they socialize.
That's
It's
amazing.
it's like we have this little community, and they get on a list and they go in and take their showers, and Primetime cleans it after each shower.
Okay.
But it was really created for one person, and then Benny didn't want to shower because he was scared.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my Lord,
I did all this and you want
I
to
was
take a
like, what
shower?
am I gonna do, Benny? So I was like, I guess we'll take it downtown. I called Mary Ann. I said, I need some help.
Now, Mary Ann Kirby, she's a good friend of yours.
She is one of my
your
very best friends in the
partner.
whole wide world. I don't know what I'd do without her. And this ministry would definitely not be where it is without her. So we have street names. She's the Hammer. They named us, not me. They did. And
The
I'm
Hammer.
and I'm the Glitter. I can't. It's hard. She is the most genuine Hammer. Very to the point.
Right.
Make sure everything is just so, and it runs very smoothly. I walk in slinging
You're all-
confetti, going, "Where's the cake? We're having a party. We gotta make all these people happy, and
Right.
let's yeah." And we go together very well.
Right.
We equally each other out. If there's a problem, we solve it together, and we do it very well.
No, that's
I
awesome.
don't know what I would do without her, and the homeless adore her.
Love her.
They don't know what they would do without her.
No.
awesome.
Yeah, but all the volunteers that we have every week, we have a core group. There's like 24 of us that show up every single week. Chris Blake, he's a realtor with Century 21. He has become our barber.
Okay.
He's our street barber.
I love it.
I was down there a few weeks back.
Yes.
And he was doing.
We don't know how he learned to do
haircuts
it, but he learned to do it.
Yeah.
And they love him. He cuts about 15 or so people's hair. He calls them hair. I kept 15 heads today. I'm like, that don't sound right. But it's okay. But anyway, yeah, and they love him. And they need it so desperately. There's a lady that comes and gives pedicures.
Wow.
No, I know it.
Yeah.
She rubs their feet and clips their toenails and rubs their little
Wow.
hands.
That's awesome.
That is so sweet.
It is.
Yeah.
It has just the sense of the community. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah. So I bet. So when you started out, 2 or 3 people, and now it's grown
Two.
to
There was 3.
wow.
It was 3.
And now
And now
you
it's-
have over 100 people coming out.
Every
Wow.
week. And once you get started, you're like, wait, we need this. Oh wait, like the first time I was like, oh my gosh, I bet they're hungry.
Right.
I went to Domino's up the street. It's just we have learned so much.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
this. I've often wondered about this, and I know that there's probably most of the homeless people are in the downtown area of Jackson, but when you're out on the interstate areas at intersections and all, you see these people outside with signs and all. Are they a part of shower? Do they come to Shower Power? And,
A few of them do, but most of them don't. And I try to get them to.
yeah.
I carry water and snacks in my car.
So when you go,
That's what I give them.
Yeah.
And I think they'll go, hey Teresa, well my name's on my car, so I think they know me and they don't. But it makes me feel real special. But I just figured it out the other day. This lady was like, oh hey Teresa. She was looking down at my sign. But yeah, there's like 2 of them that I see at the red lights that come. But most of those people don't. And I'm glad you brought it up because a lot of people, I guess they stereotype those people
Yeah.
and think, oh, they're just drug addicts. Well,
Yeah.
just a drug addict is also a human. And like I have told our drug addicts, I don't know how you feel. And thank God I don't, because I haven't been there.
Mm.
And we love them right where they are. And we have loved some of them right where they are for so long, and they have come out of it, gone to treatment, and are living a normal life. It is rare. It's hard to get them off. But we have been very successful with 2.
Wow.
2, which isn't many, but it's 2.
Yeah.
And
That's 2 lives
pretend that
changed.
it was y'all. You know, that's what I say.
Right.
Pretend it was your
Sure.
child, that it was one of the 2. But yeah,
Yeah, I had an encounter one day. I had my daughter in the car with me, and we stopped at the light. I think it was on Lakeland Drive where they hang out, and they came over and I gave them a $20 bill, and we drove off. And my daughter said, "Dad, why'd you give them money? They're just going to use it for drugs and alcohol." I said, "Well, baby, the Lord calls on us as Christians to give and help
Right.
other people. And it's between them and the Lord as to what they do with it once I give it to them." So,
and that's right.
yeah.
I had a drug addict tell me once that giving somebody like that a $20 bill could actually, he said, "You have no idea how bad they desperately need it." And it's sick. It's a sick and vicious cycle, and they are in a stronghold, and they cannot get away.
Yeah.
They lose their children. They lose everything. I cannot
I
imagine.
can't imagine being that desperate to
Me either.
have to stand out on the
Me either.
corner. So they've got to be very deep.
Oh,
in
they
the
are so
hole
deep.
yeah, so it's
And to
terrible.
love somebody right where they are that's like that is,
yeah.
you know, and it's a lot.
Well,
and
it
it's
rails
sad.
against what society tells us that we should
Mhm.
love,
That's right.
and that's just not the way it is. So,
No.
yeah,
And I hate that, but there are enough people who do love.
yeah,
There are. It's unfortunate for the ones who don't. Like, people will be behind me. This is going to make me sound like a you-know-what, but I'm not. Y'all know I'm not. There was a lady
You're a
behind
doll.
me. Do what now?
You're a
I'm a doll. There was a lady behind me. I'm fixing to be a rag. I look like a little rag doll with my little hair. There was a lady behind me at the red light. Well, the light was green. There were no other cars, but I stopped. She was honking, and I was like, so I put it in park, and I got her a bag of Fritos and a water. And I walked back to her car. I said, "Did you want this?" You were honking. I didn't know. I mean, because you could have drove around. I didn't know if you were hungry and thirsty like that person was or what.
Oh wow!
And she drove off. And I was like,
Love it.
You better watch out. You're gonna be a rag doll.
me? No, but I was just like, it was making the girl feel that was standing on the corner,
Right.
like, sit there going, and I was sitting there saying, "I'm sorry she's doing that." And then I was like, hold on a minute. And I got out.
Let's go see if she's hungry.
They call me Estelle. We'll talk about her later. But anyway, yeah, it's unfortunate for those people, and the drugs are like, I was telling somebody, addiction isn't the problem these days. It's overdose, because they're laced and there's so much in it, and
Right.
you don't know, and it's a vicious, sick cycle.
Do you have much involvement on the medical side of things with those people?
Now you mean rehab?
Yeah, I mean, do you have rehab or medical doctors that come and,
We do.
and treat or?
We do. We have the Jackson Free Clinic. They come every third Friday. We have the dental school. They come now some. We have a mental health facility that shows up.
That's big.
That's
It is.
amazing.
It's huge, and mental health is so huge out there.
Sure.
And it's scary because it can be developed sort of easy.
Yeah,
Isolation is not good.
yeah.
I tell everybody I know, if you're sad, don't isolate. If you live
Right.
alone, do not isolate. It is very unhealthy. But yeah, we do, and we have connections with rehabs, and we try to direct people to, I have recently learned I cannot rescue, and it's hard because Marianne and I both are rescuers. We both
Right.
have finally realized we can't rescue them. We can give them the
Direction.
resources they need,
That's right.
direction and love them right where they are,
That's right.
Sure.
and help them along their way.
Mhm.
But we also have that program called Project Hope, and that's a housing area of our ministry that the public or somebody will come in and donate a certain amount of money, and it gets these people off the street and housing. It pays for a little bit of their food and their utilities for a year.
Oh, okay.
And we come in and direct them to jobs, and you kind of teach them how to live again. And we have been super successful. It doesn't sound like many, but we've gotten 15 off the street.
Well, I was just
back
about to say,
into-
how do people get involved, and what can they do to help? So tell me about this Project Hope. It's something that you can
Yeah,
register to
yeah.
give.
Well, you know how Gingerlyn called me the other day about one of our guys. It's stuff like that. Like, you can go in with people. It's around $9,200 for somebody to live for a year. That sounds so cheap. I thought, if I could live that cheap, wouldn't that be great? But it's just the public. People hear about the program, and they call us and say, I want to help. Or they come and they pick somebody and say, I want to help them. We had a family come, and they targeted an alcoholic. They wanted him. They wanted him. And he was a full-blown, they have turned that man's life around. I'm not lying. They have turned his life around. It is unreal. I might need the tissues. It's really remarkable. And turns out he has been off the street for about 2 years, and he just got diagnosed with a uncurable disease, and he's not going to live, so he's in hospice in a nursing home. But he went to that facility while he was being loved and cared for inside by a family.
Wow.
That's cool.
I know it.
So where does somebody go to get involved in Project Hope? Is it
It's just us. Don't just call me up and say, I got $9,200 cash. No,
wanna
I'm
give?
just kidding. I'm kidding, not cash. You donate through.
You have a
We only
website?
take cash. Love and hope and cash.
Go be love and go bring the cash.
Yeah.
So
Well,
no.
talk about Go Be Love. I mean, that Go Be Love has kind of been.
Hold on.
Oh,
Give us a phone number, email,
Yeah,
web address, real quick.
Okay. Okay, it's my phone number. I give it to everybody. I know my phone
So
blows
just
up.
call your phone number.
Yeah, or you can go on our website.
Okay.
Info@showerpower.ms is our. Well, no, that's not it. Hold
Is
on.
that the email
That's
address?
our email.
Hey, we need that too.
Yeah, info@showerpower.ms is our email, but our
Okay.
website is showerpower.ms.
Okay. All right. Got it.
And you can go there.
So that's how we can get connected if we want to give.
Yes,
Okay.
and you can put on you can write a check and mail it, or you can, our address is on there.
Okay.
And in the memo put Project Hope. It doesn't have to be the full amount.
Okay.
It can
Gotcha.
just be something toward Project
towards
Hope.
it. Gotcha.
So yeah, Go Be Love. I was showing my very first client that I've ever sold a house to, that I sold their house and was the dual agent. I'll give him a shout out, Joe Thrasher. He just became a realtor.
Oh,
Yes,
well.
I'm like, thanks. You know Joe Thrasher. Do you?
I know
He's
the
a
name.
preacher at the Wade Church in
Oh,
Wade.
that's how I know.
I have sold him so many houses, and now he's a realtor. Anyway,
You're like, man.
I know. I was
Now he's
like,
gonna sell his
fail
own
your
houses.
test. But he didn't. He passed. So I was sitting in a house with him and his wife, and they were looking around, and I was sitting there waiting, and I was like, what can I do to make? What can it be? It just came to me. Go Be Love. I was like, Go Be Love. So I put it in my phone real quick. It just came in my little
Wow.
doll mind.
Yeah.
Doll.
That's how dolls think, I
That's
guess.
how dolls think.
Hashtag doll.
Hey, you weren't in here a little while ago when we were talking about what Real Producers does out there, and I just wanted to reiterate what we talked about a little while
That's
ago, that Real Producers has a heart for human trafficking.
Yes.
Saving lives through human trafficking. I think I might have mentioned that to you before, but last year, Real Producers gave over $3 million to human trafficking agencies to fight human trafficking, and over the past 5 or 6 years, over $20 million to human trafficking
Oh my gosh,
agencies.
that's wonderful.
And
Yeah.
they've kind of got it all figured out and broken down to every time that we get a new partner, new partner, advertising partner as a client, we save 2 lives
Oh my gosh.
through human trafficking.
Y'all are unbelievable people, by the way.
So
You
that's
really are.
That's a cool thing for us.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That is really, I had no idea that, I knew that you were involved in that.
Well, I put it in the magazine all the time, and I know
Yes.
you read it from cover to cover.
Cover
every month.
to
Especially
cover.
that first section that's
Yeah,
like,
I do.
Especially the
Please.
publisher's note. I'm sure you
I
always.
do.
read it every
and
time.
I know your first real name. Yeah.
All right,
right.
we're not talking
Yeah.
about that. So.
You have to go listen to the first podcast to find that out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, but hashtag go be love.
Yeah,
I love
that's
it.
cool. That is really cool. And I still got to go to your website and order one of those T-shirts. I still want one of those
Yeah,
T-shirts.
you know I have to order them.
Yeah.
A lot. No, I have to. Like I don't get them for free.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people's like, I need a T-shirt. I'm like, me too. Will you order me a medium? I have to order mine. I wish I got them for free. You would think I would,
Yeah.
but I don't.
Yeah, we need
So
to
you
figure
can
that
get
out.
them through your website
Yes.
and any size and price and what's. I mean,
I think they're 21 or 24. I can't remember.
And what do they
there's
say?
Hoodies.
Go be love.
Go
They
be
say
love.
hashtag go be love and then showerpower.ms. And on the back it says, usually, sometimes you can order them without it, I think, but it says something like this T-shirt, the purchase of this T-shirt helped someone take a shower or something. I don't, in that song, I can't remember what it says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's on our website.
Yeah.
Well, you touched on something right before we started recording, and I just wanted to bring it back up because I just thought it was a really kind of a personal thing, but may help people kind of understand your heart for this. But you mentioned that there was a time in your life where you felt like you may not have somewhere to go.
Yes, yes, that's true. And I'm sure that's where all this stems from. But yeah, my mama and daddy divorced, and she and I had nowhere to go. And like literally, we left, and I was like, "Where are we going?"
Wow.
And anyway, we went to this lady's house. Her name is Flo, and I'm sure she's not alive anymore. But all I remember is Flo, and she had a beehive. Flo had a beehive, and I remember
How
it.
old were you?
I was probably 9 or 10, and it's funny, I can't remember, and I don't know why I can't remember, but I cannot remember exactly. I think I was 9 or 10, and I know Flo had a beehive because I took a shower, and you know how you can turn the things off and it makes the water run back through the little pipe
Right.
thing? Well, I didn't turn it back, and Flo went to take her bath, and it messed up her beehive. And I felt so bad.
So we're talking about like a hairdo,
A hairdo.
right?
You go Google
I know what a
it.
beehive is.
Beehive. I never forget it. But yes, we had no. We had nowhere to live. Thank the Lord, I didn't know what was happening. But looking back, I'm like, holy heck. It was rough, and I knew, and my mom would pick me up from school because, you know, where we lived, I couldn't go. I just kept going to my school, and she would drive me, and I remember I'd get in the car and I'd be like, "Where are we staying tonight?" You know?
Wow.
Yeah,
That's really neat.
It was for a long time too.
But it definitely probably explains, you know, some
I
of this
think
just deep passion that you have.
I think it must. It has to be that, and
Well,
I
you've
tell.
walked the walk. I mean,
I have walked
it's
it.
not that you're just
Yeah.
talking the talk.
No.
You've actually walked the walk.
Yes.
So that's what makes it so meaningful and you know.
It does. And I try to. I know I take stuff for granted. Everybody does. You can't help
Sure.
it. But I try very hard not to. But there's little things that you're gonna take for granted. But yeah, it was something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had no idea that what we were going through. I didn't know how poor we were. I didn't know. I knew that
Yeah, you just don't know.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I knew what we couldn't do. And that government cheese ain't bad. It's good. It is. I liked it. I wouldn't mind having some right now. But yeah.
Well, it's neat how God took that time in your life and those emotions that you felt, you know, and all these years later is now using it for compassion for others to
Yeah.
make a difference.
And I'm assuming that's where it comes from. And I tell people all the time, my mama did a very hard job well, and she made me feel very protected. I never was scared. I was scared that first night because I didn't know where we were going.
Right.
But we never slept in her car, and we never slept in a shelter. We stayed inside the whole time.
Wow. That's
With-
amazing.
With Flo and then my best friend, Terry. That's how I met her at the skating rink, and then we started staying with him.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
yeah, and we stayed with several people, all women. But yeah,
What a neat story.
it was something. So
Okay, to kind of flip this around
Let's hear it.
and get us out of the ditch.
Out of the
there.
Yes.
out of the side stuff.
I'm like, Lord.
We've, like I said a little while ago, Real Producers has been around for 4 years now doing this, and I guess I'm just kind of wondering as to the perception maybe that you have of real producers and what we do, and all. If there's anything you want to say about that.
Absolutely. I think you're very wonderful and extremely generous. Hearing that you give all that money to the trafficking is phenomenal, and it lifts you up a level. You were already up here, but now you're super up there. You got extra points. But no, I think it's awesome. And you know, I've said this about other things. Like sometimes, like people need that don't appear to need. So this, y'all are probably like, "What are you saying?" Realtors, we get overlooked sort of, and people don't realize how hard it is to be a realtor. You know, everybody wants to be one until they are one. But I want to be one. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I wouldn't do anything else. But the fact that you spotlight us and you make us feel so special and you make everything so nice and you make sure these events are just so fabulous and you're just so kind and you're extremely good at it, it says a lot about you. You just, it does. And your heart, you're just real. And now you brought her on, and I'm like, holy heck, she's fabulous. Tell them your middle name. Bon what? Not Queequeg.
Bove.
Bove. That's it, Bove. No, I think it's just fabulous that you spotlight everybody and that you make everybody feel so special. And so you do for realtors maybe kind of what we do for the people we serve downtown.
How about that?
Think about it. No, you do. I mean, you lift us up. It's a lot to be said for what y'all do. I'm serious.
Well,
it means a
Well,
lot.
you know, I said that earlier when we were talking on the first podcast. I said that's my favorite thing about Real Producers before I got involved. Is I have a lot of good friends who are real estate agents because of what I do in staging and design.
Yes.
And I have really enjoyed getting to see all of these people who are unsung heroes and getting to hear their stories. And, you know, people don't know how hard those of you work who really are dedicated to it, what you do for your clients and how you go above and beyond. And
right. And you've made it, you've made us all feel special. I'll just say that. You really have.
Well, I thank you for saying that. This company is a great company to work with and for, and this is kind of what we're expected to do actually by the company. Again, honor God, strengthen family, and provide wealth for everyone that's involved in what we do. And every time I go to national conferences a couple times a year, and our two owners and leaders of the company have a worship service as part of the meeting. It's not mandatory that everybody go. They don't force religion on everyone, but they lead the service, and it's just a very Christian-like company, and it's very important that we're doing things the right way and that we have good intentions on everything that we do. It's emphasized every time that we meet. And,
well, you're the perfect person for the job.
I don't know.
Yes, no, I promise you are.
Yeah.
You are. It's a D's thing.
it's a D's thing.
Yep.
It is.
You wouldn't understand. Yeah.
No, it is, and I'm serious.
Well, I certainly appreciate that, and I didn't really prompt you to talk about how great and wonderful I am.
No, you are.
You
though.
did it.
I mean,
she did that all on her own.
I did. No, you didn't prompt me. It's the truth.
Well, look.
I've said it before.
Well, it's very meaningful that you would say that, and it's important for me, I guess, mentally and emotionally to continue to do this if it means that much.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, it really does. And you know, I will not go back into shower park. I talk about it so much, but what you just said is what we do. We do not shove anything down anybody's throat.
That's right.
We show people, and I overheard a heroin addict lady say this about us. She said, you show people God. You don't shove him down our throat.
Yeah.
And I was like, she said, and you accept me for the way I am, and you don't judge me, and like, we've been to lunch, you know, and we don't shove any, but we do show them, and showing people can change their life. If and it's real. You got and
That's
it
right.
is real.
Yeah.
We have a little lady that walks around with Bible verses. We have a little man that sits with a sign saying, "If you need prayer, come to me."
Oh.
And we pray. Sometimes it's the homeless that blesses our food.
Yeah.
But we're definitely faith-based, 100%. But you don't make somebody hear a church service to eat.
Yeah.
Right.
They've made that comment that they don't have to hear
Yeah.
Bible verses before they eat or
Yeah.
before they
Right.
get something.
Yeah.
We're very transparent and very
Open.
open, and we love them, and they accept us.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
like
right.
I've told them, you're not the only one that needs to feel loved. The way that y'all love us back is so important, and the fact that you're so happy to see us, I can't wait to drive up.
Oh.
I'm serious. It means so much that they
Yeah.
just can't wait. I can't wait to see them either.
Right. I
Um,
love it.
Well, tell
So-
everybody again that might be listening to this or watching this, when you do it, the time frame, the time of, I know you do it on Fridays, but
It's every single Friday, and it is at 836 South Commerce Street in Jackson. We're right down from Hal & Mal's. It's, you know, most people should get there probably around 9. Our friends that we serve start showing up about 6. Prime time gets there right at 6. Some of them stay in the Billy Brumfield house and all that, and they make you leave at 4:30 in the morning. So at 4:30 they're out, and they're sitting there waiting on prime time when he gets there. And then our donut man, Don, he shows up with, now he's up to 20 dozen
wow.
Wow.
donuts.
That's amazing.
So yeah, but it's fabulous. Y'all should come. I know you've been. Yeah, I think you've been. I can't remember.
haven't.
You
I need
haven't?
to
Oh my
come.
Lord, you need to come.
Yeah, I've been a couple of times. I dropped you off
I know
50
you did.
shirts.
I
that
know you
wasn't
did.
using anymore.
No, it was awesome.
Not too long ago, so
So if people just want to come out and help, they can
Yep.
just show up?
You can just show up.
Yeah.
Now we're done around 12. They eat at 11. It's right on time, and we serve a hot meal, and that's something that anybody can sign up to do. We just ask that it's a hot meal, like usually a meat and 2 vegetables. It's like usually they're probably only meal of the day.
Wow.
So we try to make sure it's good, but it's a spread,
yeah.
Wow.
and it's fun.
And I bet you let them take a bunch of food with them. once
Oh, yeah,
they
we have a
get
food
there.
pantry too.
Yeah.
We have all the things we think that you would need to live
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah. Well, any more questions or information in our
Well,
Kumbaya session?
One thing I wanted to say is that obviously, if you're listening to this podcast or watching this video, you can see that this kind of thing is important to us. We really believe in making a difference, and both with what Real Producers is involved with human trafficking and what Teresa is talking about with shower power. And we want to hear about more of this type
Absolutely.
of thing. If there are other real estate agents or partners that are involved in some type of charity, nonprofit, we'd love to hear about it. We'd love to put
Feature.
you in the magazine and feature you and help promote that. We'd love to have you on here to talk about it. So let us know. Reach out if
Yeah.
you have something.
Like we said, this is the first of hopefully many of these conversations that we're going to be doing with our real estate community
That's right.
here in our area, and looking forward to doing that. It's been great having you and seeing you
Oh, well,
again.
thank
and-
y'all. I'm very humbled to be here. I mean that.
Well,
I really am.
thank you.
And I didn't know we were going to be
On video.
On video. I thought it was going to be our voices. Ooh, no,
Well,
but it's funny.
For
Yeah.
some, it will be just our voices.
That's
and
right.
Maybe for
Not
others,
everybody
it
will
might
get to
be
see us.
video, but it is videoed, and we will be getting all this information out on where to find the video and how to see all this and hear all this shortly. And like I said, this is the first of many to come, and hopefully we'll get it all figured out the best way to do this.
I think it's awesome.
But we've now begun. So,
That's right. And you were the first.
No, and I appreciate it. I really do. I mean it.
Well, there's
I have a thing I say. I say I'm not lying. I've said it since I was little. I'm not lying. People ask me, "Are you lying?" Because I say it, but I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I'm not lying, and I'm very grateful that you chose me.
Well,
We
thank you.
to be
appreciate
on
you being here.
I appreciate it
Yeah.
It was fun.
a lot. It was fun.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Until next time.
Let's do it again
We'll
soon.
see you.
Yep.
Thank you. Thanks to Caitlin
KP.
Partee
Yep.
and Partee Photography.
Yep.
Another wonderful job, KP.